Welcome to the show. You have found Mason Street Retirement Insights, where every week we turn to our resident financial advisor, Sean Mason. He is the founder of Mason Street Wealth Management right here in Fresno. And he's been helping clients retire with confidence for years. He'd love to do the same for you. So he is here today to break down some of the biggest retirement topics for us. Sean, retirement is drawing closer for Gen Xers. The oldest in this group are now 60. But an article I saw this week at usatoday.com was titled, "For Gen X, Retirement Bites." It said that Gen Xers don't think they've saved enough for retirement. Gen Xers wish they had started saving sooner. They fear outliving their savings, and they're also worried about a stock market crash because they lived through the Great Recession. So, Sean, with the oldest Gen Xers now just 5 to 10 years from retirement, what do you say when they confront you with the uncertainties that they have about their retirement?
Yeah, right. And I read that article too. I don't know that. Oh, and by the way, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm on the older end of the generation. But I don't think these concerns are necessarily limited to any specific generation. Through the 22 years of working with people on their financial situation, I've learned that we go through phases of concerns based on our age. And most of us, somewhere in our late 40s, maybe early 50s, we start to recognize there will be another chapter. And we call that retirement, probably because we're watching our parents in retirement. And Gen Xers, they just happen to be in this phase right now. They're reaching out to us every day for consultation because of those concerns you mentioned. And for good reason. It's essential to know how long your savings will last and how taxes and the market are going to affect your income that you generate from your savings. Mistakes in projecting inflation can significantly reduce your lifestyle or put you in jeopardy of running out of money too early. So there are many elements you have to plan for.
Yeah, I know that these are conversations that you're having every single day in your office, Sean. And I think as the generations age, needs change. So I'm curious what that is when it comes to the Gen Xers that you are working with. What's the biggest factor that differentiates them from your baby boomer clients?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and we're in a really unique period right now. We call it the Great Wealth Transfer. It means that, baby boomers, that generation actually holds the majority of the wealth in the country. And they're reaching the age to where they're going to start, and they already have started, passing those dollars on to their kids who are the X generation. And that's going to continue into the millennial generation. It's projected that it's about, or maybe north of, $120 trillion over the next 20 years that'll be passed on to these next two generations. I was talking with Dave and Jen just last week, and I asked them, and we met for the first time, and I asked them what their concerns are. And Dave brought up something really interesting. He said, navigating inheritance. And I thought that was brilliant how he kind of framed the process of inheritance and estate planning. They're going to inherit several $1 million. And as we went through in discussions, we figured out that, their parents, who they're going to be inheriting money from, they might not necessarily have everything set up to make sure that everything passes and transfers efficiently. And so we actually scheduled their parents in addition to them, to come in and have some discussions and just make sure that everything is sitting right. It's projected that through this great wealth transfer, there's going to be billions of dollars lost because of planning mistakes and just poor transfer strategies. And the beneficiaries of those losses are going to be federal and state governments. So we certainly didn't sign up for that. I can't say enough how important having an estate plan in place is. It can be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxes. And some people, depending on the situation, might just need a simple living trust. And then there's other situations where we might require multiple trusts and multiple strategies. But I encourage our listeners to get counsel and be sure to think about your parents as well. And I should note that this is one of those things we tend to procrastinate on. But that's not a good idea, especially in this situation. We all know life can change overnight.
Yeah, it absolutely can. And we know that these aren't fun conversations to have, Sean, but they are so, so important. They're so necessary. The last thing you want is for your loved ones to be left with a mess on top of grieving. You really want to have it all planned. You want to have it all set in place because you mentioned people can lose so much money to the federal government, to the state government over very avoidable mistakes. So I'm curious if you can talk to us about maybe the biggest errors that you see people make when it comes to estate planning and how we can kind of avoid this.
There's a lot of different errors that people make, and it's all based on the situation. But, estate planning is really about being heard, making sure that you have a voice so that when you become incapacitated or you pass, that what you wanted to have happen with your stuff actually really happens. And so that's really got to be written down. There's a specific order in which that has to be done. So I encourage people to get counsel on that. And I want to invite you to come into our office and have a discussion. We'll talk about your situation and some ideas of what you might want to accomplish and any concerns you have. And we'll see if we might have any recommendations that will help you best position yourself. So give our team a call at 559-847-0039. And for our first 5 callers, we're going to provide you with your own individual financial planning assessment, investment strategies, income modeling, those estate planning strategies we've been discussing. All the elements you need to be considering to ensure you live that retirement style you're expecting.
Yeah, we have opened up those 5 spots on the calendar just for our radio listeners today with $500,000 or more saved for retirement. So give us a call right now. Let's set up a time for your initial phone conversation with Sean. This is a no-fee, no obligation initial step in your planning process. So again, that number to reach us, it's 559-847-0039. If you are 5 to 10 years from retirement, this is where you are really going to see the power of this kind of planning really take effect for you. We want to show you what Mason Street Wealth Management can do for you. So let's put a time on that calendar for your initial assessment with Sean. 559-847-0039 or MasonStreetRetirementInsights.com.
Mason Street Wealth Management, MSWM, is a registered investment advisor, and the opinions expressed by MSWM on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinions of Motivate Investments. Registration is not an endorsement by securities regulators. Investment advisory services are offered through Motivate Investments, an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. The information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities, offered through Sean A. Mason, California, insurance license number 0B54860. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Motivate Investments. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. MSWM is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if MSWM is licensed in your state, please call 559-892-0002.